Customs form over a long period. In the beginning, there is a purpose for whatever is stated as a custom. Over a period of time, however, the purpose is sometimes downplayed even as the practice is continued. This makes it an empty ritual. Om became the Hindu symbol of transcendental divine. It is very commonly used as a beginning of all ceremonial mantras and slokas. It is also used as a form of greeting such as Hari Om. Historically, both men and women wore a mark on the forehead, but nowadays most men prefer not to apply a mark except during religious or auspicious ceremonies. Hindu women continue to wear the mark, which has become famous as the bindi. It is applied between the two eyes and is usually red in color. This mark, or tilak as it is mentioned in the ancient Sanskrit scriptures, symbolically represents the third eye, the spiritual eye. With this mythological eye, the person may acquire the inner sight that is not perceived with the physical eyes. A traditional Hindu way of greeting with folded hands is now becoming popular even among the non-Hindus. It is spiritual. It conveys, I bow before the divine in you. It is indeed a more hygienic, non-aggressive, and graceful way of greeting than the Western custom of shaking hands or hugging. Hindus have raised the status of mother and father to the level of God. In traditional Hindu families, it is a common practice to bow down and touch the feet of parents and elders and seek their blessings or ashirwad. Although many do not observe this practice in modern society, others continue to do so with great warmth and enthusiasm even when they settle in Western countries. Hindus often light the wick of an oil lamp in the evening in their home temple. This may be substituted by burning an incense stick, agarbatti or dhoop. The light is symbolic of a spiritual inner awakening. Lighting a lamp is symbolic of removing the darkness of ignorance and bringing the knowledge of spiritual wisdom. Hindus offer prayers before meals. It is customary for Hindus to offer prayers before starting their meals. Food is considered as prasad, the divine blessings, and therefore is very auspicious and sacred in Hindu society. Hindus observe vrat or fasting. It is common for Hindus to observe vrat or fasting on some religious days such as Ekadasi. Essentially, it is a token of self-restraint. It may be another form such as a vow to observe silence, maun vrat, for one or more days, as Mahatma Gandhi often did. It is a self-willed determination, sankalapa, to purify oneself with some type of physical austerity. It is also a period of time when one remains dedicated to the virtue of God and refrains from an evil thought, word or deed. Ceremonies associated with childbirth. Hindu society has given the highest importance to the upbringing of children. The Namakarna, naming ceremony, occurs in the temple or home 11 to 41 days after birth. Head shaving, mundan, is performed at the temple between the child's 31st days and 4th year. The Annaprashana celebrates the child's first solid food when sweet rice is fed to the baby. Upanayana, the thread ceremony, is performed to herald puberty and adolescence of the male child. It is equivalent of the baptism in the Christian religion. In early times, the boy would be initiated in the training of sacred scriptures after this ceremony. Thus, it would be held as the time of being twice born. The second birth in Hindu tradition coincides with spiritual training. Last rites. Hindus have a fascinating relationship with death. According to the Hindu philosophy, the physical body is considered unreal self as compared to the imperishable soul, which is regarded the eternal and undying self. The phenomenon of death of the body, however, is always regarded as most sacred and eventful in the family. Traditionally, a person is brought home when the end is in sight, so that the death occurs among loved ones in the family rather than in the alien atmosphere of the hospital. A lamp is lit near the head and mantras are chanted such as Om Namo Narayana or Om Namo Shiva. Shraddh, the ceremony in memory of the departed souls. Hindus usually perform a ritual ceremony in memory of their deceased parents. They invite their family priest to conduct the rites, which are followed by family meals together. Many Hindus have discarded this ceremony, although some observe it very solemnly. There are others who do not call the priest, but family members get together and partake of lunch after doing worship or arti. For Hindus, life is a sacred journey in which each milestone is sanctified with sacraments and rites. The holy ceremonies are meant to empower the spiritual perspective in an individual and families. Some customs have a harmful effect too. The poisonous custom of inequality among castes, gender, and other attributes are a slur on Hindu society. Sri Tapavan Maharaj said, "Alas, think how customs get the better of man and enslave him. Every intelligent man ought to know that customs are made for man, not man for custom."